Welcome to GeorgeWay mathTV.
Okay, so I'm being asked to use the quadratic formula to solve for x. But what is the quadratic formula? Well, first I know this right here is in this form: ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Same thing for that. It is in that form: ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. And I have to use quadratic formula. And the quadratic formula I remember is what? Negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, the whole thing over 2a. That is the quadratic formula. And since this is in this form right here, my a is the first one. So this is my a. This is my b, the negative 9 is my b. And the positive 2 is my c. Okay? So what I'm going to have to do is plug in those numbers into the quadratic formula. And this is what I'm going to do right here. So this comes first. So negative b. What is my b? b is negative 9. So I have b to be negative 9. And then plus or minus, right? I have my square root. b again is what? Negative 9. So I have my negative 9 squared minus 4. And then the a, again, is a positive 5. And my c is a positive 2. And the whole thing is over 2. And my a, again, is a positive 5. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to have to simplify some stuff here. Okay. Now that I've plugged in everything in the formula. Okay. I'm going to have to simplify. So this right here, the 2 negative sign, I know it's going to turn to a positive 9. Plus or minus. And then I have my square roots. Negative 9 squared. What is negative 9 squared? Negative 9 squared means negative 9 times negative 9, right? Okay. And that is positive 81. And now I'm going to do negative 4 times 5 times 2. And that is negative or minus 40. Okay? And then over what? 2 times 5. I'm not going to use calculator for that. 2 times 5 is a 10. And then I can still combine like terms here, right? So I have 9 plus or minus 81 minus 40. This 81 minus 40 is positive 41. And the whole thing is over 10. And I have a plus and a minus. This is plus or minus. So that means I can split this into 2. So I'm going to have this 9. I pick one side first. So plus the square root of 41. The whole thing is over 10. And the other one is a minus. So I put my comma and put the 9. The other one is minus square root of 41. The whole thing is over 10. And because I cannot simplify this anyhow, if I could simplify it, I would have split it and simplified, but I can't. So I'm just going to leave that as my answer. So the x equals those two right here. Let me just put it right here so you can really see the answer as well. So again, I had x equals those two, right? 9 plus square root of 41, the whole thing over 10, comma, 9 minus square root of 41 over 10. So just to make it clear, again, that is my answer right there using the quadratic formula. Now, I'm not going to look at this right here. I'm going to see if I really remember the quadratic formula. I'm going to use that also to do this, by the way, okay? So, my quadratic formula, I'm not going to be looking at this. My quadratic formula, I'm not looking, is negative b plus or minus and b squared minus 4ac in the radical. The whole thing is over 2a. I didn't look, and I still got it. I didn't look, okay. Alright, so now, I know that always the first one is my a. So the a is positive 6, the b is a positive 4, and the c is a negative 3. So all I'm doing again is just plug it in to the formula. So now I have what? Negative, b is what? B is 4. Okay? So I have negative 4, and then plus or minus, b again is 4. So I have my 4 squared minus 4. The a is 6. C is negative 3. The whole thing is over 2, and a is 6. So I put my 6 right there. And now I just solve it. So I have my negative 4 plus or minus. I have the square root. 4 squared is what? It means 4 times 4. What is 4 times? I'm not going to use calculator for this. 4 times 4 is 16. So I have my 16. And now I'm going to have to, this I'm going to use calculator. I want to be careful here. So negative 4 times 6 times negative 3. And that is positive 72. So I'm going to have to put my positive 72. The whole thing is over what? 2 times 6 is 12. I thought I was going to use a calculator. I'm not using a calculator for that. 2 times 6 is 12. And now I'm going to simplify even more. Because I have negative 4 plus or minus, and 16 plus 72 is what? 88. The whole thing again is over 12. So now, plus or minus means I can split this, right? So I can have negative 4 plus square root of 88. The whole thing is over 12, comma, negative 4 again, but minus square root of 88. The whole thing is over 12. But wait a minute. I always want to make sure if I can simplify this. Looking at this, I can even simplify more. I mean, like the square root of 88. I should be able to simplify that. 88, I know is not a perfect square. But I have to use two numbers that when I multiply, I should get 88. One of them should be a perfect square. So what about I divide by the largest perfect squares moving up. So let's say, I mean, all the perfect squares that I have is what? Like a 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, right? But I want to choose a perfect square that is less than 88. So like 64 going. So I'm going to divide from 64 going. 88 divided by 64, that didn't work. 88 divided by 49, that is not working. 88 divided by 36, oh no. 88 divided by 25, oh no. 88 divided by 16, oh no. 88 divided by 9, oh no. 88 divided by 4 is 22. So that means 4 times 22 is 88. So that means, alright, so let me do this. I'm trying to simplify the square root of 88 first, right? So what about I just do on the side, right? So let me break that part down. So square root of 88, I got square root of 4 times square root of 22. And square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 22, there is no square root of 22. So that stays the same. So that means now I have for both, right? Let's do one at a time. First one, I have negative 4 plus 2 square root of 2, square root of 22, I mean, is going to replace the square root of 88, right? Because that was just simplified, over 12. And always, I want to just keep trying to see if I can simplify that. So what about if I split this, which would be what? Negative 4 over 12 plus 2 square root of 22 over 12. And I want to make sure I use a number that can divide into each fraction. That will make the denominators the same. So what about I try 2? Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. 12 also divided by 2 is 6. What about this? 2 divided by 2 is 1. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So the fact that these two are the same, I can just keep one of them, right? And now for this, I have negative 2 plus square root of 22. And what about this one? We can also simplify that. So we got negative 4 plus, no, this time it's a minus, right? Minus 2 square root of 22 over 2. Again, we can split this. So we got negative 4 over 2. And I know I can have minus 2 square root of 22 over 2. Here, 2 goes into this. I got negative 2 right here. 2 goes into this. Oh, was that a 12? That is a 12. So that's a 12 right here. I nearly missed that. So 2 goes into this 2 times. 2 goes into that 6 times. 2 goes into this 1 time. 2 goes into that 6 times. So now, here also I have negative 2 minus square root of 22. Because they have the same denominators, we can keep 1. And just make sure we put an x right here. So that means actually x equals these two right here. So this that you see right here, that is my answer right there. Oh, okay. So that means all I had to do was just remember the formula. Plug in all the variables. The first one is A, B, C. Plug it in. And then when I get to this part right here, it's a plus or minus. I split it like I did. And then try to see if I can still simplify it. Here I couldn't. There was no way I could break this down or anything like that. So I kept it the same. Here, I was able to keep going. Square root of 88, I was able to simplify that to this. Put it back in right there. And then try to simplify it again. Take this divided by that. This divided by that. And it worked for this right here. And that was my answer. Oh, that's not too bad. I just gotta keep practicing, you know, and I should get it. You heard me? I said I have to keep practicing, right? Please, I want you to also keep practicing these right here. Because that's the only way you can get better at this right here.
Please don't forget to subscribe, tap the bell to be notified for new videos, and share.